What are stamps? The latest quality of life feature added in the last update of Anno 1800 update 17. This is a free update. Even if you don't have any of the DLCs, don't hesitate to check this out because this is really a great feature. I mean, for example, this is a completely new game, right? But if I go into the stamp menu over here, I already have different ones. For example, right away, I can place, a city or the base of the city, let's say. Not saying it's perfect, but you can create one, right? For sure. Or I can put some productions, quick and easy. So that enables you to start new games a lot easier. Can also enable you to delete the production, rebuild it in another island a bit easier later on, for example, in the game. And you can even share this with your friend. In many other games, it is called Blueprint, but I think in Anno, because we already had a Blueprint mode, which is to place buildings without actually building them like this, I think they decided to call it something else. But this is basically Blueprint in the sense that by using the stamp functionality, I can select anything in my game, and then I create a stamp of it, which is a blueprint of it. And then I can go into any of my islands and just use that stamp to replicate this building. If you have the resources, everything will be built automatically. If you don't, it will be placed in blueprint mode like you can see over here. This works for houses, services, productions. You can make a stamp that takes everything. It is not limited in terms of just one production building, one chain, one type of thing. It even includes, mods. It includes all the ornaments. So this is really, really powerful. Now let me show you how to create a new stamp. In any of your games where you already have a production going, you can click on this button over here, right? And then you select what you want to make a stamp of. I select it like this. If you select it without having any of your stamp folder selected, it will create a new subfolder. As you can see, one new subfolder has been created over here and it has created the stamp. So now I can do a couple of things. First, I can change the name of the folder completely, right? I can call this folder production, for example. Then if I just right click on the stamp that has been created, I will be able to change the name of that stamp, right? So I can call this woodcutter basic, for example, and I can also select an icon. The icon is sort of pre-populated based on what you've selected, right? But you can't really change too much. Now, if you want to create a stamp and make sure that it goes in one of the folders that you've already created, it's easy. Open the folder like such, and then use your stamp functionality, stamp something else, and now here it is. You can see it has been put in the same production subfolder, but now of course with the new name, the glassmaker, a new images, but it is the same folder. Now, on the other hand, the picture that is actually over here on the folder of stamps, right? A folder that has multiple stamps, you cannot change that picture. That picture is based on the first stamp inside that folder, and those stamps are organized alphabetically. So for example, if I really wanted the wood picture here to be the first one, I could do something like this, and then it goes first, and then it changes the picture. Now, if you want to use stamps sent by some of your friends or downloaded on my Discord community or somewhere else, let me show you how. This is actually different from mods. By the way, if you don't know how to install mods, how to play with mods, don't hesitate to check in the video description below. I have another tutorial video explaining how to do that. But yeah, the mods are actually in your install folder versus for the stamps, this is actually in your documents. This will of course depend a bit on your PC, but usually in your user PC, you have your documents, and then you'll have a folder called Anno. You may have looked at this folder in the past, for example, for save games, to delete save game, to use the save game of somebody else. This is in accounts, or to look at your screenshot, right? This is where when you take a photograph in game, you find them here. Now there is a new folder called stamps. If you click in this folder, you will see a subfolder for each of the region. The stamps are region-based. A stamp of schnapps distilleries from the old world cannot be used in the new world. It sort of makes sense. If you've never played, maybe you don't have any of those folders, feel free to create them yourself. And then inside each of the region, you can have as many subfolders as you want. You can again create them in-game, or you can create them over here outside of the game. It is worth noting though that if you make changes to the folders directly, this won't apply to a running game, right? So just quit the game, restart it, and then you'll see those changes. Changes, like I said, like creating new subfolders or moving some of your stamps from one to another, because actually you cannot really do that in game. You know, if for example, by mistake, you created a stamp in the wrong subfolder, for example, I don't know, it was created in the snap folder, but you want to move it to your work clauses, you can do that over here just by, you know, Control X to cut it and then Control V to copy it over here. And it's the same, obviously, if you're taking something from one of your friends, just put it into one of those subfolders. Now, how do you use stamps from other players? Well, first of all, I guess you need to find a place that has stamps. One such place is my Discord community. I will put the link to join it in the video description below. This is of course free. And if you join, you'll find a channel that is called Anno 1800 Stamps. And in this channel, you know, I'm going to start posting now a lot of my stamps. You'll also be able, by the way, to filter with those tags. I'm gonna try to use as many tags as possible. For example, do you want with or without trade unions, so that it's easier to find exactly what you want. And of course, you can also search at the top. Obviously, right now there's only one, so it's gonna be easy. But if I were to search, for example, for potato, it's going to show me all of the stamps that have potato in them. Then you can click on it and you will see over here a file, just download it. And then as I said before, basically just move this file that you just downloaded into a subfolder in your stamp folder in your documents. I hope this short video got you excited about stamps. I'm definitely excited. I mean, one click to just build this whole thing whenever I need it. That's pretty useful. And talking about this, I'm going to now start also a new series. And so while we are of course continuing our other series like the extreme military modded series that we're doing where we have aircraft carriers, submarine, etc. I'm also going to start now a series of other videos where I'm going to show you, my key stamps and make all of those stamps available for you if you want to use them. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if there's any specific one you want me to start with. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to go by order of the productions, starting with the potato and schnapps. Of course, don't hesitate to also join my Discord community if you just want to discuss about Anno 1800 or many other games that I follow. Also, if you want to even suggest games for me to showcase on the channel, I'd love to hear. And also, of course, if you have any issues, if you have any problems with stamps or other part of the game, I'd love to help you. Please smash the like button and I hope to see you next time.